Hello everyone, and welcome to Wayland Sports Broadcasting. I am PJ Marr. Today I have Coach Dante Parseghian. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So first question, how was your high school experience?
Yeah, I'd say, I was blessed to come here. Obviously, I have some connections with Wayland with my dad. But for me, Wayland was such a special place. The community, the relationships I made are ones that will last forever. It's always great. My girlfriend jokes around all the time. We go out in Wayland. Every time I'm going to see someone I know, and I'm going to have a conversation because that's just how Wayland is. And one thing I noticed, especially playing in college and being at college, I had a very different hometown experience. A lot of people, they got to go home and they're dreading it. They're bored. No one wants to see anybody. It's like they've kind of moved on. Whereas me and all my buddies, when it was time to come home, we were so excited. As much as I loved college and all my college friends, I was very lucky to have the support system around me here in Wayland. Where it's just, coming home, there's something very comforting about it. And it's a very special place, and I really believe that.
Definitely. How did COVID affect your sports season, especially baseball?
Yeah, so COVID, it was weird. So my senior year was 2020. So that March is when it really first hit. So funny enough, football, we actually had a lot of issues. The turf was being put in, and unfortunately they missed the deadline, so we didn't get it. We didn't get any home games for my football year. We just played at Weston every home game, which was entertaining. Yeah. It was also the year Triple E, if people remember, with all the mosquitoes. So then on top of that, we had to play Saturday mornings instead of Friday nights. Senior year started off weird before COVID. And then COVID hit, and I still remember we all got that email, and we were wondering, you'll be back in 2 weeks. We just got to shut down. It's like, 2-week break, let's go. Next thing you know, we're doing drive-through graduations, no baseball season. And the baseball season really hurt because my junior year, we actually won the DCL for the first time in a long time. And I believe we only had 3 seniors starting that year. The rest were all my grade, juniors. So we had a lot of potential, and unfortunately it kind of got thrown away by COVID. So it was a tough adjustment. Yeah,
obviously your dad is the head coach of the football and coaches wrestling. How did that affect your sports season and high school experience?
Yeah, absolutely. So funny enough, a lot of people don't even realize this started back in wrestling. It started in preschool when he started coaching me in wrestling, and football 2nd grade, I believe. And from that point on, he was my coach. He was my dad too, but also my coach. And at times there were definitely some things that we'd cross paths and we'd both get frustrated with certain things, but at the same time, I learned so much from it, and I learned how to take coaching and how to be coachable, which I think is something that is lost nowadays, that kids don't know how to take coaching without being offended. And when you wake up on a Saturday morning after a tough Friday night game and you got your coach next to you telling you what you did wrong, you learn some things. Yeah. But at the same time, I wouldn't trade it for anything because it was, I got a very unique experience that I've just gained so much from that I wouldn't have any other way. So I was very lucky.
Very nice. What was your biggest highlight in your sports career in high school, would you say?
That's tough.
You can remember.
I'd have to, I think just senior year of football. I mean, like I was saying, my dad coached my team from 2nd grade on, so we were a family for 10 years. We've been through so much together. And my senior year, we had come in, we had a lot of guys starting. We knew it was going to be a big year. And I believe we went 9-2, including the playoffs. Unfortunately, we lost a tough one in the semifinals, but it was such a great season. Being able to we were the road warriors because we had no home games. So being able to say, you know what, no matter where we go, no matter where we play, we're going to beat you. And that's just, that's how it is. Looking back, that senior year of football was very special.
You obviously played baseball. What was your favorite position in baseball?
Yeah, so I, for most of my life, I was a third baseman. I loved the hot corner. I loved the action. I loved the pace of play there. Unfortunately, I've had some rough shoulder injuries throughout high school. I had a lot of injuries, but shoulder, he was started to go out. So my coach made a decision to put me at first, which I was a little iffy about at first, being a righty. It could be a little tricky. But then I fell in love with it, making the scoops, making all those plays. So I'd say either of the corners. I really loved playing either of the corners. I felt like that's where the action was.
Oh, yeah. What was your favorite sport overall?
I'd definitely say football. I love baseball. I love wrestling very much, as I'm coaching all three now.
Yeah.
But football to me is always, ever since I was a little kid, football has just been, it's not even like a sport to me. There's something about it, the strategy, there's so much that goes into it. And, you don't win without your teammate pulling their weight. And you learn, my biggest thing is that football teaches so many life lessons that I don't think get talked about enough. And it turned me into the man I am. And so football to me is just such a special thing, and it's what I'm most passionate about.
I played football in college. What would you say was more fun, high school or college?
Yeah, that's tough because, COVID actually, my freshman year was affected of COVID because we didn't have a season. It was just practice all year with no games, which, as you can imagine, it's not too fun. It's not too fun.
No.
But I was blessed. I'm a very lucky person because when I got to college, it was kind of similar to Wayland, where I had such a tight-knit group of guys that I was with for all 4 years, who I call some of my best friends today. Overall, though, I'd have to say there's nothing like playing Wayland football, especially when, like I said, it was the same team for 10 years that we played with the same coach, the same group of guys, and it's just there's something so special about that work paying off and getting to that point.
I bet. You obviously teach now here at Wayland High School. What is it like teaching here?
Yeah, it's funny because I always thought about what it would be like coming back to Wayland, obviously with my dad here and all that. But it was never something I took super seriously until this summer came along and I started to get back into Wayland. I was back around everyone, and here we are. I got pulled in, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I truly love being here. Like I said, it's such a special place. I mean, the staff here is amazing. I love all my coworkers, and just being around the kids, being able to be there. I know how important it is, especially today, to have a strong role model. I feel someone to push you hard, but also teach you that how to do things the right way.
Of course.
And so I just felt like if I enjoy doing it and if I enjoy being here, then why not give it a shot? Yeah. And I've loved every second of it so far.
Speaking of coaching, you're coaching now here. Do you plan to become a professional coach in the future, or is this like?
Yeah. So coaching has always been something I'm interested in. Obviously, a little bit of a family business. Yeah. I've always been very interested in studying Bill Belichick and all that stuff. It's tough to tell where I'm going to be in the future, but right now, if I can stay in coaching, I'll stay in coaching for as long as I can. I really do love giving back to this school and the sport that turned me into who I am.
Thank you, Dante, for being here today and answering my questions.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Well, that'll do it, everyone. Signing off, I'm PJ Marr. Until next time, thank you for tuning in.
Great job, everybody.